every time a phone call away and you're ready to be mine. We twist the truth to justify, but baby, two wrongs doesn't make it right. I'll be yours till the morning light, right here in the moment we're breathing.
I'm in the process of editing the video I'm going to be uploading showing you my straw bale garden, because I was asked to give a bit more information about straw bale gardening and how it's done. Unfortunately, in the process of doing my assessment of what I recorded, I realized that I didn't actually give you any further information of where you can go to get extra information about straw bale gardening. For myself, I've set up the garden and I've done everything, the conditioning and the planting up, without recording, because this is a very busy season for most gardeners. As you know, we're busy planting, sowing, and sometimes it is hard to do what we need to do whilst also recording videos in order to provide information for everyone else. However, there are a few other YouTubers who are doing straw bale gardening this year, and I'm going to put the links to their YouTube channels below in order that you can go check them out. If I can, I may add the actual YouTube links to the videos that are to do with straw bale gardening as well, so you can actually go straight to them. The first one I'm going to mention is Terry King. Terry King's Allotment Garden on a Budget is an excellent channel if you want to work out ways in which you can grow your own food without necessarily spending a lot of money, because what a lot of people don't realize is gardening is expensive when you have to buy everything that we do. He's lucky enough to be able to source materials without necessarily having to purchase them, so it's worth checking him out. He conditioned his straw bales in a non-conventional manner using a lot of supplies that he had available to him. So that video will be worth watching if you're thinking, is there a way I could condition my straw bales without necessarily going to a shop to buy fertilizer? Someone else who's actually done a straw bale garden is Grandad's Allotment 8295. Grandad's Allotment is a nice channel. I enjoy it. He's got such a lovely pristine garden, which is the envy for me, because my garden, as you saw, my last video was about me trying to clear all the hazards. I'm constantly on the go trying to change this and change that, but I don't necessarily clear up. Grandad's Allotment is much nicer than my spaces. And he showed himself planting up his straw bales, so please do go check his channel out and give him a hello and a subscribe. Tell him that Stella sent you if you do go across. I'm sure that most of you who watch me already know about Terry King, but please, if you haven't watched him recently, go check him out and check out his straw bale garden videos. Someone else who's doing a straw bale garden, and for him it's an again, is Steve Digwell. Steve was the person I saw doing a straw bale garden summary of how his straw bale garden grew last year, and he's the one who gave me the inspiration and the incentive to try and get it done this year. So please check him out as well, because he has shown himself conditioning as well as planting up his straw bales. Carl started a straw bale garden. I'm sure he did. Carl's Garden Veg. I'm sure you did, Carl. But for some reason, I can't see any updates on it. Obviously, we're all busy, so I understand that. But check him out as well, because I am very, very sure that he did a straw bale garden. If I'm wrong, still check out his channel, because it's good fun to watch. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you here and on to the introduction to my straw bale garden, which I'm loving. So I hope you enjoy looking at it as well.
Hello and welcome to my allotment. My name is Stella and I love vegetable gardening, as you all know, for those of you who've been here a while, and for any new subscribers, because I noticed that my subscription rate is going up. I want to say thank you for subscribing and welcome to my happy place. This is my therapist. Gardening is my therapy. And today what I want to do is I want to actually talk to you about my straw bed garden. straw bale garden is what I should say. I put up a video showing a little bit of what I was doing with my garden, and someone said they would love to know more about my straw bale garden. The idea for my straw bale garden started with me watching a video of Steve Digwell, excuse me, because I like to sit down when I'm chatting. One might as well get comfortable. So, Steve Digwell tried out straw bale gardening last year, and when he did it, he did a summary video which I'll link down below because it was absolutely fantastic. And if that doesn't make you want to do the same, then I don't know, maybe you don't like gardening as much. I like experimenting as well in my gardening. So what I decided to do then is this year I said I was going to do some straw bale gardening. And so what I did is I sourced some straw bales from close to where I live in Kent, and they were delivered. And for me to have a free delivery, I needed to order 4, so I ordered 4, and they've managed to fill a bed which is the equivalent of just over 2 meters by 1 meter. It's over 1 meter wide and 2 meters, slightly longer than 2 meters. And what I then did is I prepped them as you're supposed to. I'll put up a screenshot of how you're supposed to prep them. It basically takes 12 days to prep a straw bales, and what it involves initially soaking the straw bales with water, and then feeding the straw bales with water-soluble fertilizer. And you can either use urea or you can use another type of fertilizer. But basically, if you use urea, you use less. But if you use the other types of fertilizers, you end up using more. And you do this on alternate days over a period of 10 days, after which you then feed the bales with 10-10-10 or 7-7-7 fertilizer, all-purpose fertilizer, after which your beds are ready for planting. What I did is I did my prep. Although I did not do my prep consistently, what I made sure of is that I completed the full prep, and I actually repeated the last day because I didn't feel that I'd done the last day as well as I should have. So I repeated that one. Now, I'm growing a few bits and pieces in this bed, and I'm loving how it's working out. One of the first things I love about it is the fact that the bales are moist continuously. So even in this dry weather that we've been having, they've managed to retain their moisture on the inside, meaning that these plants have continued to do okay. It's been quite hot, so some of the seedlings I put in here have actually gone to seed, but I don't mind because I'm hoping that those seeds will then germinate next year wherever these bales end up afterwards. If they're still standing when the next year comes round, I will reuse them. If they're not, I'll spread them onto other beds, and that way those seeds will actually be transferred to there. So yeah, so I'm what was I saying? Yeah, some of the seedlings have gone to seed, but others are doing absolutely fine. And so let me just show you. This is a very long introduction, it's not necessary. Let me just show you exactly what I'm growing in here and how it started off. And then if you have any questions, please put them below in order that I can actually give you the answers to any questions you may have. Okay, this was the first bed I planted up. And when I started, I not only put in some plants which were already seedlings, like that pak choy, as well as the red lettuce. I also direct sowed some beetroot, which you can see growing lively in there. I also tried out some carrots, and they are doing absolutely fine just over there. I then put in some of my faster onions in there as well because I had so many and I had nowhere to put them, so I thought I may as well give it a go in there as well. And they seem to be hanging on. I need to investigate how frequently you need to feed these once you've actually finished prepping them, because I'm not so sure about whether or not I'm meant to feed them more or not. I also put in a courgette, which seems to be struggling at the moment, but then the weather has been rather cold, and as you can see today, it is also extremely windy. The second bed I seeded up was this one. In here, what I did is I actually put in these beetroot, which were seedlings, and they are doing fine in here. The pak choy in here is seeding, but I don't mind because if it self-seeds, then it will actually give me more seeds to plant elsewhere. I've got some red mustard, and as I've told you before, I'm not very good at doing red mustard initially, but once I have the plant flower and self-seed, those seeds tend to do very well in here, and therefore I'm quite happy that they're seeding themselves, because that means that later on I'll end up with a better product of it. Now, something else I put in here was a potato at home which was going to seed. So sorry about the wind. So I just pushed it down almost to the middle of the bale and let it go. So I'm waiting to see what it will do, and it looks like it is coming up, which is fantastic. And to the side of it, I've got another row of beetroot. I seem to have a lot of beetroot this year. I don't know whether this beetroot will do better than the beetroot in my beds, because I've never been that successful of growing beetroot. I always end up with small bits, whilst everyone around me seems to get rather large bits of beetroot. This that you can see growing is just the wheat, because these bales are made from wheat. So all I do is I chop it down a little bit, but it doesn't cause any problems with the growing plants. And after I finished sowing this bed, I actually had a pause, because I wasn't sure what else I could put in here, because I was a little bit lost as to what to do. But then what I then did is I moved on to this bed here, and I decided to put in one of my spare tomatoes. I thought, why not? And this tomato, I have no clue which one it is. I know that it is blight-proof tomato, and it seems to be doing absolutely fantastic. As you can see, it's growing really tall, and we've started to get some flowers. I haven't actually started supporting it yet, because even if it's windy, I feel like when you leave the plants standing without any support for a little bit of time, they may end up with a stronger stem than they would if you were to support them immediately. Something else I've actually done in here is I've direct sown some beans, and I'm waiting for them to come up. They're bolotti beans. I've direct sown bolotti beans in here, as well as in this bed here. So this bed here as well has actually some bolotti beans that I've put into here on the sides. The simple reason being, I love bolotti beans, and if I can actually increase my harvest of them, I may as well give them a go in here and see whether or not they'll be successful. I was tempted to set up the bean bed with straw bales, but then I decided that I would not risk it, because I need my beans. I love those beans, and they just make me extremely happy when I eat them. And on the edge there, that's not grass, those are leeks. So I shoved a few leeks in here as well to see how they will do, and they seem to be hanging on fine. When I first put them in, they sulked for a little bit, but they're doing absolutely fantastic now. In the last bed over there, which is a bit far, so let me pull it in for you. We've only got an aubergine, but I've also got some meteor peas that were direct sown. I know that it's late for meteor peas, but I thought, why not? So I've got some meteor peas in there. I put in 2 aubergines, but one got slugged, but this one seems to be doing fine in there. And what I'm thinking is, if I get any more if I actually get the side shoots of my tomatoes, I might place one there where the aubergine was, even if aubergine and tomatoes don't tend to get on. They don't like living in the same bed. Oops, sorry. And so, yeah. So this is how my straw bales are planted up. I'm waiting for the beans to come up so that this straw bale here will actually start to look more planted up than it is at the moment. I'm loving the way that one over there, the first one that I actually planted up, is looking, with everything growing in it. I feel like I could have done with putting some more bits and pieces on the sides, but as this was my first year doing it and it was an experiment, I did not want to overdo it. I feel like I might actually, instead of getting a tomato in this bed here, I might find another courgette and put it in there. I also want to do some more carrots direct sown, because I've got a few there. I've got the ones at home, but I need to do a bit more carrot sowing, so I might do a few more rows of carrots in these beds as well. But I am very happy with how it's turned out. It's quite easy once you've done the fertilization and prepping of your straw bales. One thing I will make you aware of is the fact that it takes quite a lot of fertilizer to do the preparation, because when you think of the fact that with a non-urea fertilizer you're using a full cup, with the urea fertilizer you're using a cup for each bed, it is quite a bit. So when you're buying fertilizer, if you're planning to do this, my advice to you would be to get a large tub because you're going to use it anyway. Even if it gets left over, you'll use it for your other types of growing that you're doing. So I would advise that get a large tub of fertilizer. You do not have to worry if you miss days in terms of conditioning. What they say is you start off wherever you had stopped off. So if you had conditioned to day 5 and then you miss a few days because you're busy, you just start with day 6 the next time you get to the straw bales and are ready to condition them again. All right, I hope that is informative enough for you, but please do tell me if you've got any questions regarding anything I've said or anything I haven't said that you would like to find out about straw bale gardening. But the only recommendation I'd have for anyone and everyone is try it out. It's like having a whole raised bed, which gives you this is about 2 square foot. So in here I have 1, 2, 3, 8. No, yeah, I have 8 square feet within which I can grow. And if you're being very conscientious, you could even push plants into the sides of these bales and have them growing from there. But I haven't actually gone that far with it. But I will definitely be using it and doing it again next year, and hopefully I'll do it better, because I'll definitely have a bale full of onions, and that means I'll have to order a straw bale close to the time when we're due to plant onions in the winter. I might do some garlic in one of them. I'm looking forward to seeing how this potato will do, because oh wow, I'm loving this. I love it. I love the simplicity of it, and yeah, I am happy with it. Okay, hope that answers questions, and have a good one.
This night, lovers to fight for the joy of making up. We both escape, trying to feel safe.